You must be thinking about making a move to North Kansas City. Well, today is your lucky day because I put together a vlog video, 3 different homes in North Kansas City, give you 3 different price points and show you what you can get, what kind of bang for your buck you can get in North Kansas City. I've also put together a list of fun facts about North Kansas City, and I'm going to take you to a few of my favorite spots and show you what makes North Kansas City an amazing place to live. I'm going to also show you what makes North Kansas City different than just Kansas City, because there is a big difference. So if you stick around to the end, I'm going to reveal my #1 reason what makes North Kansas City an amazing place to live. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Max Jones. My partner Zach Morton and I have been in business for over 20 years, helping people move to North Kansas City, also known as Northtown, and also Kansas City. Moving within the town, moving from out of town into town. We work with all types of folks and we love it. Don't take our word for it. You can get on the Google and scope us out. We have over 600 Google reviews online, so you can see what our clients have to say about us. Thanks for tuning in. We're actually in Macken Park right now. And I thought, what better place to start the video about Northtown than to come down to Macken Park and start the video. I'm gonna fly the drone over Macken Park so you can really get a sense of what a great park it is. There's full of ball fields and playgrounds and tennis courts and things to do. It's early in the morning, well, not too early, but it's in the morning on a weekday, so there's not a lot of people here right now, but on the weekend it is chock full of kids and playing in the park, playing on the ball fields. My boys used to play in the little ball field right behind me when they were playing t-ball, and I was their t-ball coach. So special place in my heart for Macken Park. But we're gonna start here and then we're gonna head over to our first home on the vlog tour. So let's head that way. Okay, plans to fly the drone over the park, but it turns out that we are in a geofenced zone, an authorization zone, where they will not allow me to fly my little helicopter drone. That's because there is a downtown airport conveniently located right next to North Kansas City, which is awesome. It's where it's kind of like Kansas City's executive airport. All of the chiefs fly in and out of there, and you know, private jets and stuff flying in and out of the downtown airport. So they would not allow me to fly the drone, so I will just resort to showing you a little bit on camera some of the park. And I'll get that really doesn't capture the essence of Macken Park and how big and nice it is and the trail around it, so I will get an image from online and show you that way. All right, let's head over to our first home on the vlog tour. Let's go. Okay, here we are at our first home on the North Kansas City vlog tour, and walking up the sidewalk in a little subdivision called Arrowhead Addition. And really cute little neighborhood just around the corner from North Kansas City Hospital. And North Kansas City Hospital was actually where I was born 44 years ago. One of Kansas City's biggest and best hospitals is the North Kansas City Hospital. So it is just a stone's throw away, and we're walking up the sidewalk here to look at a little ranch. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot ranch, and it is asking $169,000. So it is up here on my left, and I'll turn around so you can see. Nice little ranch, only 1,200 square feet, so there's no finish in the basement. Asking $169,000. It's been on the market for just a few days. That shakes out to $138 a square foot, which is a really pretty decent price per square foot in the Kansas City market. For North Kansas City, there are not a ton of single-family homes in North Kansas City. A lot of the properties are condominiums, old commercial buildings that have been repurposed and built out as condos. So the ratio of rent to own is a very high rental property in North Kansas City. So you've got, I think it's 75% rent and 25% own. So this is a chance at the entry level to buy a property, $169,000 in North Kansas City. It sounded like, in the description, it sounded like a little bit of a fixer-upper, but some of the big ticket items have been done, like siding and tankless water heater and that sort of thing. So it does, I don't know if you can hear back directly to the interstate, I-35, which is one of the main interstates coming through Kansas City, from Kansas City to Des Moines, and it backs right to the highway. So that would probably be one of the biggest objections for a potential buyer, and probably why it's priced so attractively. But that does it for our first home on the vlog tour. We're gonna head over to the second home and increase the price range a little bit, and we'll see what we get for a little higher price. Okay, we are back on the west side of I-35, still fairly close to the highway. You can see it here. Here's a privacy wall that's been built to shield the highway. But we're on the west side in North Kansas City division. And when I think of North Kansas City, this is what I think about. You've got rows of streets with cute little homes on them. And here is the one that we have come to today. And it is asking $265,000, and it is already pending. I pulled the information recently, and it's pending before we even got out here to shoot the video. So it's a super cute 1,600 square foot split entry. And so the last home we were at was a ranch, where the master's on the main level. In fact, all of the bedrooms are on the main level in a ranch. A split entry is kind of your entry-level home floor plan, very popular in the time that this home was built. I think this was built in the 60s. And right when you enter the home, you have to decide whether you go up or whether you go down. So right in the entry, there's a small little landing, and it's split. And builders built homes like that to make them really give you a better bang for your buck as far as price per square foot goes. So this one, asking $265,000, shakes out at $157 a square foot. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car home, and really just probably one of the bigger homes on the street. It looks really nice, remodeled, and that's probably why it sold so quick. But you can kind of get an idea as we walk down the street that a lot of these homes are a little bit older and a little bit smaller. So I'll kind of pan over here so you can see across the street that some of them will have old stone basements, and some of them won't even have basements. They'll be on a crawl space, but a really charming little area, a little single family home subdivision section that is right along Armour Road. And Armour Road is kind of your business district that runs through North Kansas City and has a lot of shops. And on the other side, on the south side of Armour Road, you have tons of commercial buildings that have, well, they're old industrial buildings that for manufacturing, and they've been turned into condos and lofts. And then Macken Park is just on the north side of this subdivision, and that's right where the North Kansas City High School is. So this is a great place to live if you have kids. It's very walkable. You can ride your bike. There's sidewalks everywhere. So really, you don't even need to drive the car. If you want to go to the coffee shop and just get some exercise, you can walk to the park. You can walk to the store. So it really has a lot of charm in that way, where a lot of Kansas City is you have to drive everywhere you go. I mean, it's impossible to walk anywhere and in any reasonable amount of time. So that's one of the things I really like about North Kansas City. And that does it for our second home on the tour. We're going to go to one more home on the tour at another higher price point. so you can really get a sense of the different price ranges and what you get for your bang for your buck. I think on the first home on the tour, it being over by the hospital on the east side of I-35, you probably get a little more square footage than you do here in the North Kansas City division, because it's just a little more desirable being right here in the heart of North Kansas City. So, all right, with that being said, let's head to the third one. Okay, here we are at our third home on the North Kansas City vlog tour. And we are again in North Kansas City subdivision. This time we are in the second edition, whereas we started off in the first edition, which is a little older area. But we are this is really a charming area. It's about 2 blocks away from the North Kansas City High School, which is just over that direction. Really awesome campus that kind of adjoins Macken Park. And we are at a home that is asking $300,000. It's completely remodeled, and it is also already pending under contract. It's in fact, I know a lot about this one because I showed it to a buyer. So I've been inside of it, and it was really beautiful inside, totally remodeled, and they added an addition on the side of the house. And it ended up going over ask price. We won't know how far over ask price it went until the sale closes, but that is not uncommon in today's market to, in a low inventory environment, to see a lot of homes are going a little higher than they're asking for. So this one at ask price is $175 a square foot because it's 1,698 square foot above grade. The basement is, I wouldn't really call it finished. It's a stone basement, and there's some space down there, but unfinished basement. And it has a 1-car garage that is attached. A lot of the homes here have detached garages. It was built in the 50s, I think actually 1948 to be precise, but was only on the market for just a short time before it went pending. It's a 1.5 stories, which means the master is on the main level and the secondary bedrooms are upstairs. So very good for your 1.5 stories is a floor plan that's good for empty nesters or people that have kids. Can really suit just about anybody. But just a really charming street here as I'm walking down the sidewalk. Just a lot of character and history with homes being a little older, and then having been remodeled by a variety of different people over the years. It's really just a charming little street. So I'll walk a little further down the street and pan the camera around so you can get an idea, and then I'll have a shot driving out so you can get a sense of what the subdivision's like. Then we will head over to one of my favorite spots to wrap up, and we're going to go over some facts about North Kansas City to fill in some of the questions you may have, and then also will reveal that spot is my favorite spot in North Kansas City, my favorite thing about North Kansas City. So let's head that way. Boy, I have worked up quite the appetite showing you guys around, so I brought you to one of my favorite burger spots. It's Tay's Hamburgers, Hamburger Shack. And I swear, I think they have the best hamburgers in town. So we're gonna go inside, we're gonna grab a burger. But before we do, I wanna go over some facts about North Kansas City. It is an independent municipality from Kansas City. So while it's kind of confusing, but they have the same name essentially. But North Kansas City is a little pocket that is down by the Missouri River, and it is in a spot that the lower part of Clay County, and where a bunch of the bridges that go over the river into downtown, they all converge. And it is just 4.5 square miles, and it has 2,300 households with just a population of 4,500 people. So kind of a small little area, but has a ton of nightlife. The Chicken and Pickle is a great spot. There's tons of bars and restaurants and breweries and distilleries. It is just full of nightlife, dance clubs, and I mean bars, you name it. It is an awesome spot to have in the Northland. And then being just a short distance away across the river from downtown, it can be a really convenient place to live. There are some talks about bringing the streetcar that exists in the River Market side just across the river in downtown, in the River Market, bringing it across the bridge. It'll be a couple $100 million development, but that is really exciting. If that happens, then that would be great for North Kansas City. There's 1,500 kids in the high school, North Kansas City High School, and there are it's a good high school. Really, in the Northland, you can't go wrong. I would say of all the schools in the Northland, it's probably not the most desirable. North Kansas City is 75% people that rent and 25% people that own. So I think that kind of plays into the reason that, you know, the school isn't as desirable, but just relative to the homes and all of the schools in the Northland. It also has a private school, St. Pius, that's not too far away. It has North Kansas City Hospital, which we went to with the first home on the tour. There are the Cerner has its headquarters here in North Kansas City, but actually Cerner, they used to be Cerner. They were bought out recently by Oracle. So huge employer, not only for North Kansas City, but for the whole metro area. Macken Park is a 60-acre park. We started our tour there, and there just has a huge bicycle path around the park, a fantastic place to, you know, with walking distance from all the single-family homes here. There's also Waterworks Park, which is up on the hill, the bluffs that overlook Northtown is Waterworks Park, and it has just one of the best Frisbee golf courses that I've played at. Really awesome spot there. So back in 1891, just a little history, they built this was kind of a flood zone area, and the city came in and built a levee, and which allowed to keep the Missouri River under control and channeled in one spot, to keep the flood, prevent the floods from happening. And that's really when North Kansas City blossomed and bloomed and was able to become what it is today. It has tons of commercial and industrial buildings. A lot of them are still active in that industry, manufacturing and shipping and delivery. There's a huge rail yard just to the west of North Kansas City, so a lot of things get brought in on rail in this area. And there's also the downtown airport, which we discussed a little bit, is more of an executive airport. So it's a happening little spot in Kansas City that not a lot of people are aware of. When you talk about North Kansas City or Kansas City, Kansas, it can get confusing because we're on both sides of the state line. So, what exactly are we talking about? But North Kansas City, Northtown, is this little pocket that we've been exploring today. So that covers it for the facts, for the majority. And my stomach is grumbling. So we're going to go into Hayes, we're going to grab a burger, and then we are going to finish up with my number one favorite thing about North Kansas City. Let's go. Okay, while we're in Northtown, you have got to see the Iron District. It's this super cool area right behind me here that is a bunch of shipping containers. It's on Iron Street, so it's kind of a double meaning. That you have the iron of the shipping containers and Iron Street, and it is a bunch of restaurants. Unfortunately, they are closed today, but I'm gonna let you have a peek inside and see what it's all about. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and have a look. So a great place to come and have lunch. In fact, I am building up an appetite. But a great place to come and have lunch and Um, you know, you can choose whether you want street tacos, or they have all different kinds of food here. So you can come with a group, everybody can get what they want, and just a really fun spot. So I'll give you another angle here. All right, so speaking of food, I am pretty hungry. So I'm going to take you by, before we wrap up the video with some fun facts, I'm gonna take you by one of my favorite burger spots. So let's head that way. Okay, for my number one place about North Kansas City, or number one thing, is Chicken and Pickle. It's an awesome little spot down in downtown North Kansas City area, where you can grab a beer and play a little pickleball. So they've got bags and ping pong, you know, cornhole. It's a fun place to grab a drink and have a little sports mix. You know, nothing could go wrong when you mix sports and alcohol. So they also have really good food, so hence the chicken. But it is my number one spot, so thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I'm gonna order a beer, and I don't think I'll be playing any pickleball, but I might watch some people make fools of themselves on the pickleball court. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.